7 signs you're already in the new poverty and didn't even realize it. What if I told you that poverty today doesn't look like what you think it does? It doesn't look like empty refrigerators or worn-out clothes. It looks like brand new cars in the driveway, designer bags on the counter, perfect Instagram posts, and absolute financial terror hiding behind the smile. Walk through any American suburb on a quiet Saturday morning. Manicured lawns, shiny SUVs, Starbucks cups in hand. Everyone looks successful, right? But behind those closed doors, maxed out credit cards, paychecks that disappear in days, and debt that grows faster than income. They're working harder than ever, but getting poorer every single year. This is the new poverty. And the scary part? You might already be in it without even realizing it. Modern poverty isn't about lacking money. It's about losing control of your money. The new poor look rich, live in nice homes, drive nice cars, but they're controlled by banks, advertising, and algorithms designed to drain their wallets. But wait, you have a good job, right? You make decent money. Your credit score is excellent. You're doing everything society told you to do. So how could you possibly be poor? Here's the uncomfortable truth. That excellent credit score just means you're really good at staying in debt. Your good job funds a lifestyle you don't actually own. And doing everything right might be exactly what's keeping you trapped. 7 signs reveal if you're in this system. Most people have at least 4 without knowing it. If your paycheck disappears faster than free donuts at the office, hit subscribe and type control below. Because sign number 1 is something almost everyone's addicted to. Sign 1? You're addicted to being seen, not growing. Instead of learning, you're posting. Instead of building, you're showing off. Social media turned envy into an industry and attention into a commodity that everyone's buying with money they don't have. You're competing in a game where nobody actually wins. They just look like they're winning for 3 seconds while strangers scroll past. Here's what's happening. The new poor seek recognition. The wealthy seek awareness. There's a massive difference. One buys things to get likes, not to get benefits. One lives for attention, but nobody actually cares beyond the 3 seconds they spend on your post. You buy things to impress people you don't even like. You stress about photos for people who aren't thinking about you. You finance purchases to create envy in strangers who are financing their own purchases to create envy in you. It's an insane cycle where everyone's broke trying to look rich to other broke people trying to look rich. You know what's hilarious? We spend money we don't have to buy things we don't need to impress people we don't know who are doing the exact same thing back at us. It's like a Mexican standoff of stupidity, except instead of guns, everyone's holding credit cards. And instead of shooting, we're all just bleeding money slowly while smiling for the camera. Social media created a monster. It made the comparison instant and constant. 50 years ago, you compared yourself to your neighbors, maybe 10 families on your street. Now you compare yourself to everyone on Earth with a Wi-Fi connection. That's 7 billion competitors for who looks most successful. You've already lost. You just haven't realized it yet. Here's what rich people understand that you don't. Attention is expensive. Peace is the real asset. Rich people know that every minute spent seeking validation is a minute stolen from building actual value. They're not posting their morning routine for likes. They're executing their 10-year plan in silence. Shopping carts are full, but heads are empty. Calendars packed, but souls hollow. The temporary feeling of looking rich was traded for long-term freedom. That's the trade you're making every single time you buy for appearance instead of purpose. Do a brutal social media audit right now. Calculate hours spent weekly on social media. Be honest, probably 15 to 25 hours. Identify posts from the last 3 months where you bought something specifically to post about it. Calculate money spent on lifestyle content versus money invested in actual growth. For the next 30 days, before any purchase over $50, ask yourself, am I buying this to use it or to show it? If the answer is show it, don't buy it. Most people save $500 to $2,000 monthly just by eliminating non-essentials. That's 6,000 to 24,000 yearly spent trying to impress people who forgot about your post in 6 seconds. Someone spent $4,200 over 6 months on Instagram-worthy stuff. Trendy restaurants, festival outfits worn once, aesthetic home items never used, gadgets for content. Got an average of 247 likes per post. Cost per like, $17. After 6 months, 0 saved. Multiple credit card balances. I felt emptier than before because validation never satisfies. Her friend earned the same income, spent $600 on experiences actually enjoyed without posting, and invested the remaining $3,600. After 6 months, I had $3,600 growing, felt peaceful, and wasn't chasing anyone's approval. One got 15,000 total likes that disappeared. The other got 0 likes, but her investment compounds forever. The new poor seek recognition. The wealthy seek consciousness. Attention is the most expensive thing you can buy, and it's worth absolutely nothing. Sign 2. You buy to prove, not to build. You buy things you don't need, with money you don't have, to impress people who don't care. That's not just a clever quote. That's the actual financial strategy of millions of Americans right now. Modern poverty doesn't live in your bank account. It lives in your priorities. People buy to prove something, not to build something. Every purchase is about validation, not value. The new car is about what neighbors think, not transportation. The designer bag is about status, not utility. The vacation is about posts, not rest. Here's the insane part. You're broke trying to look rich to other broke people who are also trying to look rich to you. It's like everyone's in a play called I'm Doing Great, and the tickets cost your entire financial future. Spoiler alert, it's a tragedy, not a comedy. Well, actually, it's kind of funny in a dark, existential way. Shopping carts are full, but minds are empty. Calendars packed, but hearts hollow. The feeling of being rich lasts about 3 days after purchase. Then you need the next hit. It's literally the psychology of addiction applied to consumption. 50 years ago, you bought things you needed and occasionally wanted. Now you buy things you don't need, don't want, and sometimes don't even like. You just buy them because the algorithm told you to, and everyone else is buying them. Your $60,000 car depreciates faster than your paycheck appears. But it makes you feel successful for exactly 2 weeks until you see someone with a $70,000 car and suddenly yours feels inadequate. Congratulations, you're now 2 weeks away from upgrading to an $80,000 car you also can't afford. Here's what wealthy people do differently. They buy assets that create more money or more freedom. You buy liabilities that create more payments. They're silently building wealth. You're loud, burning it. They multiply what they keep. You inflate what you show. Track proof purchases versus build purchases for 60 days. Proof purchases. Anything bought primarily for others to see. Brand clothes, car upgrades, dining at expensive places for atmosphere, not food, home decor for guests, and gadgets you show off. Build purchases. Anything that creates value, income, skills, or actual use. Tools, education, investments, quality items you use daily, experiences that genuinely matter to you. If over 40% goes to proof purchases, you're burning nearly half your money on other people's opinions. Someone earning $5,000 monthly spends $2,400 on proof purchases. Car payment on a luxury vehicle when a reliable, cheaper car would work. Eating out at trendy places. Brand clothes when of similar quality, cheaper available. If redirected to build purchases, $2,400 monthly invested becomes $360,000 in 10 years. They traded $360,000 of future freedom for temporary validation from strangers. One person bought a $45,000 car, wore designer brands costing $4,800 yearly, lived in an apartment $600 monthly above budget to impress visitors who came twice yearly. Total annual proof spending, $19,200. After 5 years making $95,000 income, 0 saved, felt successful to outsiders, internally panicked constantly, one emergency from financial crisis. A friend, same income, bought a $22,000 reliable car, wore quality clothes without brand tax, and lived in a solid apartment $600 less monthly. Saved $19,200 yearly. After 5 years, $110,000 saved and invested, he felt secure and peaceful. Nobody knew he had money, which was exactly the point. One looked successful, but was broke with nice stuff. The other looked average, but was wealthy with nothing to prove. Proof is worthless and gone. Security compounds forever. Poverty isn't about what's in your wallet. It's about what's driving your decisions. If you're buying to prove instead of build, you're poor regardless of income. You're just poor with nicer stuff temporarily. Sign 3. You live on borrowed money, not earned money. People don't buy with income anymore. They buy with future income that hasn't been earned yet. Credit cards, buy now, pay later, consumer loans, car financing, furniture financing, phone financing, everything is just $49 a month. You're not purchasing with money you have. You're purchasing with money you might never earn, and you'll be paying interest on it for years. You don't own your life. You're just renting it from banks and credit companies. Every purchase on credit is you saying, I will trade multiple future days of my life working to pay for this thing I want right now. Except you never think of it that way because they break it into tiny monthly payments that seem manageable. Here's what's hilarious. That excellent credit score everyone brags about? It literally just means you're really, really reliable at staying in debt. It's like getting an award for best prisoner, always shows up for chain gang. The system gives you a gold star for being a dependable debtor. Congratulations, you've achieved financial captivity with honors and a certificate. That $1,500 purchase on a credit card at 22% interest with minimum payments becomes $2,847 over 7 years. You paid almost double for something you probably forgot you owned by year 3. And that's just one purchase. Most people have 17 of these running simultaneously. Grandparents bought what they could afford and saved for what they couldn't. Parents started using credit cards for convenience. Your generation finances literally everything and thinks monthly payment is the price. It's not. That's just the first of 60 payments. Credit companies discovered they could hack your brain, make the monthly payment smaller than the total price, and people stopped thinking about the total price. $30,000 car sounds expensive. $497 monthly sounds manageable. Same car, different framing. Your brain forgets about the $30,000 and fixates on $497. Rich people use debt to buy assets that make money. You use debt to buy stuff that makes you feel better temporarily. Both use debt. Only one becomes wealthier from it. The other becomes poorer while looking richer. You're selling your future to your present self at a terrible exchange rate. Every dollar borrowed at 18 to 24% interest means you're giving up $1.18 to $1.24 in the future for $1 today. That's a horrific trade you make constantly without thinking. Calculate your debt costs this week. List every debt: credit cards, car loans, student loans, buy now, pay later, and personal loans. For each, identify principal owed, interest rate, monthly payment, months remaining, total interest that will be paid. Add up the total interest across all debts. This is the premium you're paying for having things now instead of later. For most people, this number is $30,000 to $150,000 or more over the life of current debts. That's money leaving your life forever. Someone had $85,400 in total debt, $1,225 in monthly payments, would pay $41,800 in interest if they paid minimums. Their annual income was $68,000. Debt payments ate 29% of take-home pay. Felt normal because everyone has debt. A friend, same income, had zero consumer debt, only $38,000 in student loans. Debt payments, 7% of take-home, invested the $11,220 difference annually. After 8 years, the first person still had $28,000 in debt remaining, a net worth of negative $20,000, still paying $1,225 a month to banks, and felt trapped. Second person, paid off student loans in year 6, had $103,000 invested. Net worth positive $103,000, 0 monthly payments to banks, felt completely free. They earned identical salaries for 8 years. One financed lifestyle, the other financed freedom. A good credit score means you're a reliable debtor. No debt means you're a free human. The system celebrates the first one because it profits from you. Celebrate the second one because you profit from yourself. Sign 4. You work non-stop but never progress. The new poor work incredibly hard. 2 jobs, side hustles, overtime, hustling constantly, but they never get ahead financially. They're running full speed on a treadmill that's tilted backwards, working harder every year but going backwards. That's not laziness. That's working in the wrong system. You're trading time for money but never getting your time back. Selling your labor to maintain debt payments, not to build a future. Every hour you work goes to bills, subscriptions, and payments. The money passes through your hands without stopping. You know that saying, work hard and you'll succeed? Turns out that's only half the advice. Full version is, work hard in the right system and you'll succeed. But nobody mentioned the second part. So you've been working really hard, climbing a ladder that's leaning against the wrong building. Great effort. Wrong wall. Now you're exhausted at the top of somewhere you never wanted to be. Here's the math problem. You work 40 to 60 hours weekly, earning $50,000 yearly. After taxes, $38,000. After rent, $24,000. After car, insurance, gas, $18,000. After food, $14,000. After utilities, subscriptions and phone, $10,000. After debt minimums, $4,000. What's left for investing in your future? $333 monthly. You work 2,080 hours to have $4,000 for building wealth. That's $1.92 per hour going to your future. The other $22 per hour is going to sustain the life you're already living. The harder you work, the more exhausted you are. The more exhausted you are, the more you spend on convenience. Convenience spending means you need to work harder. It's a cycle that ensures you never stop working. Rich people work to build systems, not to trade hours for dollars. Their income isn't capped by hours available. Your income is directly limited by the time you can work. They scale infinitely. You have a ceiling at 168 hours per week maximum. You can't climb to freedom if your ladder is leaning against the wrong wall. Working 3 jobs doesn't make you rich if all 3 jobs are trading your time for money with no equity, no leverage, no ownership. You're just tripling your time investment in a system designed to keep you working forever. Tired people make expensive decisions. Fast food because too tired to cook. Uber because too tired to drive. New clothes because too tired to maintain old ones. Shopping because too tired to resist. Your exhaustion is costing you thousands yearly on top of the income you're not earning. Calculate your future wage to see if your hard work is building anything. Take annual take-home pay after taxes. Subtract all survival expenses, housing, food, utilities, transportation, insurance, and minimum debt payments. What remains is your future money, money available to invest in building wealth. Divide by hours worked annually. This is your real wage for building the future. Example, $55,000 gross becomes $41,000 take-home. Minus $37,000 in survival expenses equals $4,000 for the future. Worked 2,200 hours. Future wage, $1.82 per hour. You're working for $1.82 per hour of future building, despite a $25 per hour job. That's the brutal truth. Someone worked 67 hours weekly at 2 jobs, 3,500 hours yearly, 61,600 gross income. After 6 years, 0 net worth, same jobs, same hours, same stress, more exhausted, health declining, no end in sight. Felt like a hamster in a wheel. A friend worked 40 hours weekly at a similar job, 2,400 hours yearly, 48,000 income, lived extremely frugally, invested 12,000 yearly. After 6 years, 104,000 net worth, much less tired, healthy, options increasing, on track to make work optional by year 15. The first person worked 8,428 more hours over 6 years, earned 81,600 more, ended with zero. Completely exhausted, trapped. The second person worked 67% fewer hours, earned less, ended with 104,000 and freedom approaching. Hard work doesn't equal progress if you're working in a system designed to keep you working forever. You can't work your way to freedom in a time-for-money system. The only escape is changing systems, not working harder in the broken one. Sign 5. Your safety is actually a trap. Everything looks safe and comfortable on the surface. Steady job, regular paycheck, benefits, retirement account. You're doing what everyone said to do, following the script exactly. But that safety is actually the most dangerous trap because it feels secure while slowly destroying your financial future. The system created an illusion of comfort that's actually a cage. Your car isn't an asset. It's a 6-year payment commitment. Your degree doesn't guarantee success. It guarantees student debt. Your house isn't owned. It's rented from the bank for 30 years. Everything you think you own actually owns you. We call it the American dream, but nobody mentions it's called a dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. You don't own anything. You just make monthly payments on everything until you die, or the thing breaks, whichever comes first. Usually the thing breaks, you finance a replacement, and the cycle continues. It's brilliant, really. From the bank's perspective, people say, I can afford it, it's only $200 a month. But you don't pay once, you pay 60 times. That's $12,000 plus interest. Your brain focuses on 200 because that sounds manageable. The bank focuses on 14,500 total because that's what they're collecting. You're playing different games with different information. You think you're building wealth through home ownership, car ownership, and retirement accounts. But you don't own the home. The bank does until year 30. A car loses value faster than you pay it off. A retirement account you can't touch for 30 years without penalty. You've trapped all your money in things you can't access or don't actually own. People stay in jobs they hate for benefits and security. But that's golden handcuffs. You're trading freedom for health insurance, trading time for 401k match, trading your life for stability. Meanwhile, the job can fire you tomorrow, and all that security disappears instantly. 50 years ago, you bought a house, paid it off in 15 years, and owned it completely. Now you refinance every 7 years, never own it, and die with a mortgage still hanging over your estate. That's not homeownership. That's permanent renting from banks with property tax on top. Calculate your ownership reality right now. List everything you think you own: house, car, furniture, electronics. For each, identify: do you owe money on it? How much? What's the current value? Calculate equity, value minus debt owed. Add up total equity across all possessions. Most people discover they have negative equity or very little equity despite feeling like they own lots of things. Example, $250 house with $20,000 mortgage equals $30,000 equity. $1,000 car with a $22,000 loan equals $3,000 equity. $15,000 finance furniture equals 0 equity. Total $33,000 actual ownership, despite $290,000 in stuff. That's 11% ownership, 89% debt. Compared to investment account ownership, $35,000 in index funds equals $35,000 equity. 100% owned. Often, investments are more yours than physical possessions. Someone believed they were doing everything right. Bought a house with 3.5% down, financed a car, financed furniture, had a stable job with benefits. Felt secure and successful. Homeowner, car owner, good job. Reality check at year 5. Net worth is $58,000. Felt rich, but was mostly broke. Friend did everything wrong according to conventional wisdom. Rented a cheap apartment, bought a $7 car with cash, and bought furniture slowly with cash. At year 5, net worth $104,000. Complete mobility. No payments. Assets actually owned. The first person looked successful, but was trapped by a mortgage and car payment. Most assets are owned by banks. Second looked like a struggling renter but had real wealth and complete freedom. Perceived safety is often a hidden risk. Debt feels safe because everyone has it. True ownership feels risky because it requires patience. The system is backwards on purpose. Sign 6. You can't define enough. When is enough actually enough? Most people have absolutely no answer to this question. They chase more indefinitely, make 50,000, want 100,000, make 100,000, want 200,000, get the house, want a bigger house, get the car, want a better car. The goalpost moves every single time you reach it, so satisfaction never comes. If you can't define enough, you'll never have it. The system thrives on your never feeling satisfied. Advertising exists to make you feel inadequate with what you have. Social media exists to show you people with more. Your brain is under constant attack by messages saying, "Not enough yet." Here's the beautiful trap. You're in a race with no finish line against people who are also in a race with no finish line. Everyone's running forever toward more, and the crowd is cheering you on. It's like a marathon where mile 26 becomes mile 27, which becomes mile 28, which continues until you collapse. And everyone calls this success. Wow, look at him still running at mile 847. Meanwhile, one guy stopped at mile 3, sat down, and has been peacefully drinking lemonade for 20 years. Who's actually winning? When enough keeps moving, you stay in the system forever. Always need the next raise, always need the next promotion, always need the next purchase, always need validation that you've made it. But it never arrives because you keep redefining it based on who you're comparing yourself to. You'll never have enough if you're comparing yourself to people with more. There's always someone richer, more successful, with nicer stuff. That comparison game is unwinnable. 7 billion people exist. You'll always be behind someone. Accept that or die chasing. Enough isn't about the number in your account. It's about the peace in your mind. Enough means you can stop playing the game because you've already won. You have what you need, want what you have, and aren't chasing what others have. When you define enough, the pressure disappears completely. You stop buying things to impress people. You stop working jobs you hate for money you don't need. You stop sacrificing present peace for a future that won't actually make you happier. Define your enough right now in writing. Annual income enough. What amount lets you live comfortably, save adequately, enjoy reasonably, without stress? Be specific. Net worth enough. At what number could you stop worrying about money completely? Home enough. How much space do you actually need versus want to impress? Lifestyle enough. What experiences genuinely matter versus performing for others? Write these numbers down. Date it. Sign it. This is your finish line. When you hit these numbers, stop. Don't move the goalpost. Recognize you won. Most people discover their enough is 40 to 60% less than what they're currently chasing. You might be closer to enough than you think, but you'll never get there if the target keeps moving. Someone earned 45,000 at 25. Thought, I need 75,000 to be comfortable. Got a 75,000 at 31. Thought, actually, I need 120,000 to feel successful. Got to 120,000 at 37. Thought, people with real money make 200,000 plus. Hit 200,000 at 43. Thought, 200,000 isn't that much anymore. Executives make 500,000. At 48, earning 180,000 felt like a failure despite 4 times his starting salary. Never satisfied. Always aiming for the target. Never enough. A friend earned 48,000 at 25. Decided 70,000 is enough, covers needs, wants, savings comfortably. Hit 70,000 at 30. Stopped chasing a higher salary. Optimized for time and peace instead. At 48, still earning 85,000, but had 420,000 invested. I felt completely successful and at peace. Hit him enough at 30 and enjoyed 18 years of contentment since. One earned more at every stage, more successful on paper, but never felt successful because I kept moving. The other earned less, hit him enough at 30, felt successful for 18 years, while the first spent 23 years chasing. One has more money but less peace. The other has less money but has had enough for 2 decades. One is exhausted from chasing. The other is refreshed upon arrival. Enough is the only number that matters, and it's the only number you must define yourself. Society will always tell you it's more than you have. You must decide otherwise or chase forever. Sign 7. You've accepted this as normal. This is the most dangerous sign of all. The trap isn't just that you're in new poverty, it's that you think this is normal. Everyone around you has debt. Everyone's stressed about money, everyone works constantly, and everyone looks successful but feels broke. So it becomes normal, acceptable, just how life works. We laugh at saving, mock simplicity, and celebrate lifestyle debt. When everyone's doing it, it stops looking like a problem. It looks like adulthood. It looks like responsibility. It looks like success. Mass delusion becomes shared reality. We've normalized financial insanity. Someone says, "I'm debt-free," and people look at them like they're weird. "You paid cash for a car? Are you okay? Do you need help?" Meanwhile, someone says, "I financed a $65,000 truck at 8.9% interest for 84 months, and everyone nods approvingly. Good choice. Great truck. You deserve it." We celebrate financial suicide and question financial health. The asylum is running itself at this point. When poverty becomes normalized, people stop trying to escape it, they accept it as inevitable. This is just how it is. Everyone has debt. Nobody can afford to retire. That's just life. No, that's not life. That's a system, and you're choosing to stay in it. Your broke friends will actively discourage you from building wealth. They'll call you cheap, mock your old car, question why you're not living a little. They need you to stay broke so they feel normal about being broke. Misery loves company, especially expensive company. Real freedom looks weird to people trapped in the system. Driving an old car when you can afford a new one. Living below your means when you could inflate your lifestyle. Saying no to social pressure. Saving aggressively when others are spending. To the trapped, freedom looks like prison. To the free, the trap looks like hell. Living minimally isn't deprivation. It's the only rebellion left. When you opt out of consumerism, you opt out of the system's control. The system can't control people who don't need things. Can't manipulate people who don't care about status. Can't trap people who don't chase validation. Freedom doesn't require leaving society. It requires waking up within it. Stop playing by rules designed to keep you poor. Stop accepting debt as normal. Stop believing you need what advertising says you need. Stop comparing to people you don't know. Audit your normal this week. List financial behaviors you do because everyone does it. Carrying credit card balance, car payments, subscription overload, lifestyle inflation with raises, buy now pay later usage, and eating out frequently. For each, calculate the annual cost. Ask, if nobody else did this, would I still do it? For most items, the answer is no. You're only doing it because it's normalized. Pick one normalized behavior to eliminate completely for 90 days. Experience how weird you feel doing it. That weirdness is you breaking from the system. Calculate the money saved from eliminating that one behavior. For most people, $2,000 to $8,000 annually from just one normalized expensive behavior. Someone lived normally. $680 monthly car payment, $4,200 credit card balance, $180 monthly subscriptions barely used, $600 monthly eating out and convenient spending. Everyone around them did similarly. Felt completely normal and adult. After 10 years, $28,000 in retirement, still had debt, still stressed, but thought, this is just how life is. Friend lived weirdly, drove a $6,000 car, bought cash, 0 credit card debt ever, 40 monthly subscriptions only for what's used, 200 monthly eating out by cooking. Saved 35% of income, was mocked by friends for not living. After 10 years, $180,000 invested, 0 debt, completely peaceful, but socially labeled as extreme and missing out on life. Fast forward to year 20 at age 45. Normal person, $127,000 retirement, still has a car payment and some debt, 1 crisis from breakdown, Will work until 65 minimum, feels trapped. Weird person? 520,000 invested, work became optional at year 18. Complete freedom and peace. One did what everyone does, followed the script, lived normally. Ended up normally broke like everyone else. The other rejected the norm. Did weird things like save 35% and avoid debt. Ended up weirdly free. One followed the crowd to poverty. The other followed logic to freedom. Normal destroyed one slowly while he smiled and fit in. Weird built the other's freedom while others mocked. Now at 45, one wishes he'd been weird at 25. The other is glad he ignored normal at 25. Normal is a trap disguised as social acceptance. When everyone's drowning together, drowning feels normal. One person swimming away looks crazy, but crazy and free beats normal and trapped every single time. Choose weird, choose freely. Let everyone else stay comfortably poor together. So here are the 7 signs you're already in new poverty. Addicted to being seen instead of growing. Buying to prove, not to build. Living on borrowed money, not earned money. Working non-stop but never progressing. Your safety is actually a trap. You can't define enough. And worst of all, you've accepted this as normal. Modern poverty isn't about lacking money. It's about losing control of your money. The new poor look rich, but they're controlled by banks, advertising, and algorithms designed to drain them. Freedom doesn't require leaving the world. It requires waking up within it. Stop performing for strangers. Start building for yourself. How many of these 7 signs do you have? Be brutally honest. Drop a number 0 to 7 below. Subscribe if you're ready to wake up. Turn on notifications for uncomfortable truths that set you free. Remember, you can have money and still be poor if someone else controls how you spend it. True wealth isn't having more, it needs less, owing nothing and proving nothing. Stop performing, start building. Let everyone else stay comfortably poor. You go be weirdly free instead.